lying down in Shavasana. You have your music if you want to play it at home, and just let the body take rest. So maybe you've had a busy morning, busy day. We want to just start to be present. Being present at the start of our practice. I'm going to get you to place one hand on the abdomen, one hand on your heart. Feeling the breath coming in to the body and slowly releasing back out. Just finding that stillness. Taking a moment to check in with how you feel today. Being aware of any tightness, any tension, any niggles, any worries. Remember, worrying is praying for the things we do not want. So just visualize any of those worries now, just floating away, like the clouds in the sky, and letting them go. Every exhalation just brings you deeper onto your mat. One more breath. We're going to bring the legs together, stretch the arms behind, take a lengthen through the whole of the body, push the heels away. And then point the toes, stretching through the front of the feet. And then again, push the heels away. We're going to start to shift the legs to the right side, as far as we can take them. And we're going to do the same with the head and the arms, but this time holding on to the left wrist. So that right hand is pulling the left arm over to the right side. You decide how far. Keeping the glutes on the mat, keeping the hips pointing upwards. As you inhale, just send the breath all the way down to that left side, all the way to the ankle. As you exhale, the breath travels back along the left side of the body. One more breath here. Release the feet back to center and the arms. Start to take that walk with the feet to the left side now. Keeping the feet together, going as far as you can. And then we're doing the same, head and arms. This time holding on to that right wrist with the left hand. Just making sure your arms are on the floor, you're not holding them up. Maybe pulling a little bit more into that right side. Taking a moment to check in that the face is soft, the jaw is soft, you're not holding any tension. And just allowing that breath to travel all the way down the right side of the body. And stay in for one more breath. And then we're slowly making our way back to center. Bend at the elbows, send the arms out to the side, palms facing upwards. Take a bend into the knees, hip width apart. Pushing the spine into your mat, tucking in the chin. Breathing into the belly. Exhaling anything that doesn't serve. And we're letting those worries go. We're just going to drop the legs over to the right side as far as they want to go. And we're going to turn our head, literally pick up your head and turn it to the left. Sending that left ear down towards the mat. Shoulders are on the mat. Arms on that left side of the head. Coming back to where are you holding tension? Maybe the neck, maybe the arms, maybe the spine or the hips. And just try to let go. Got one more breath here. We're turning the head back to center first of all, and then just slowly bringing the knees back to center too. Just let them drop to the left. Once again, as far as they want to go. You can always prop them with some support. You're going to physically pick up the head and turn the right ear to the mat. Bringing out through the spine. Maybe it feels good to close the eyes. Feeling that space in the chest and the shoulders. Relaxing the fingers and the hands. Last breath. Physically picking up the head, coming back to center, and then slowly the knees, the legs too. Bring both knees in towards your chest, supporting the knees with the hands and squeezing them in, pushing that lower spine into your mat. Holding onto the knees, just start to draw a circle. Keeping a little bit of distance in the knees if it feels good, or you can bring them together. There's no right or wrong. And then take that the opposite way. Keep the movement slow. You want to feel into every part of the body. Full awareness. Coming back to center, draw the knees together and squeeze the knees to the chest, maybe raising up the head. Sending the nose towards the knees. Dropping the head back down. Send the left leg long on your mat. Hugging in just the right knee. Send that right heel up to the ceiling, supporting the back of the thigh. Shoulders are peeling down onto your mat. We're going to draw a circle with the foot. So you're rolling through the ankle joint. Making sure those shoulders are relaxed. Face is soft. And then take that circle the opposite way. Left leg is soft, no tension. And then pushing that heel up towards the ceiling, stretching through the back of the leg. Inhaling, and as you exhale, maybe drawing that leg a little closer. Creeping the hands up towards the ankle joint. No judgment. Just going to that position that feels right for you. Once you're there, you're at your final destination. You hold. Leg is straight. Shoulders relaxed. And breath is long. Take a bend back into that knee and squeeze the knee in. Dropping that right leg back to the mat. Give it a little shake, wiggle. And then bring the legs back together. Can you feel a difference between the left and the right side? We're going to draw in the left knee, hug it in, squeezing it tight. Slowly extending, heel to the ceiling, supporting the back of the leg. We're going back to drawing that circle. Maybe one side is a little more difficult. The ankle may be a little tighter. And reverse, opposite way. Pushing that heel back to the ceiling so you feel that deep stretch in the back of the leg. Small movement, but one you can really feel. Engaging that muscle. Feeling the calf and the hamstring. And then taking that inhalation, and as you exhale, just slowly drawing the leg closer to you. Sending the hands up towards the ankle, but keeping the shoulders relaxed. Leg is long. Again, coming to your final point and holding. Making sure you're not arching into the back of the neck. Last breath. Draw that knee back in towards your chest. Squeeze it in. And then let that leg go. Once again, just giving it a shake. Once it reaches the mat, and maybe shaking both legs. And releasing. Feeling that energy in the lower body. Maybe feeling a warmth, tingling. Take that bend back into the legs, and we're just going to shift over to our right side to bring ourselves upwards. So let's come onto the hands and the knees. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to head straight in to a downward dog. We're going to push back. We're going to give the head a little shake side to side, and then just let the head feel heavy. Sending that breath into the belly. Maybe a sigh out of the mouth. You've got one more breath here. We're going to take a slow walk towards the top of our mat. All of the way. Keep some distance, hip width in the feet, and let the body hang. We're going to inhale, send the gaze slightly forward, lengthening into the neck. Maybe the fingers are on the mat, maybe they're on the shins. Back is flat. And then we're going to exhale and fold over both legs. This time as we inhale, we're pushing the spine up towards the ceiling all of the way. And we're going to bring the palms up, coming together. We're going to drop the right hand and reach over with that left arm, keeping the hips in line, hips facing forward. We're going to inhale back to center, and we're going to exhale, drop that left arm, stretching over with the right. Inhaling back to center, palms together, and then exhaling, folding all the way down to the toes. This time draw the feet together, legs together. And we're going to take a step back with that right leg and drop the right knee down. Either bringing the hands to the hips or sending the arms up towards the ceiling. Bending into that left leg. You can have the right toes flat or maybe pushing into the mat. Our next exhalation, we're going to drop the hands and just start to sit back towards our right heel, sending the toes of that left foot up. We can always stay quite high if we need. We can always grab our block as well. Gazing towards the toes, maybe as you exhale, folding a little deeper. Really lengthening through the back of that left side. We're going to inhale, roll forwards, maybe bringing the hands up, maybe bringing the hands to the hips. Long breath. Dropping the hands to the mat. We're going to step it back to a plank, maybe bringing the knees down. Maybe staying on the hands, maybe coming onto the elbows. Pushing away from your mat. We're going to come all the way down, slowly lowering. And we're going to take a slow rise up in Cobra. Peel the shoulders away from the ears. Gaze is forward. We're going to exhale and start to head back towards the heels, all the way down, dropping the head. Releasing that lower back. Let your practice be mindful. There's no rush. Just full awareness. Always listening if you need to make any adjustments. Always taking rest if you need. We're going to push into our downward dog, sending the hips back. We're going to step forward with that right foot. We're going to keep our left hand down and just open with our right arm. Taking a twist here, pushing that left heel back. Dropping that right hand back down to the mat. Shifting that left foot in a little and then straightening the right leg to fold forwards. Maybe once again grabbing your block if you need it, resting the hands there. Remember, there's no judgment. You are listening to your own body. Feeling that lovely stretch in the right side. Bringing the hands a little bit more forward so you can join that left foot with the right and folding over both legs. We're going to inhale and slowly rise, pushing that spine to the ceiling, sending the arms up. Let's exhale to the heart. Let's inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Step back, left leg, drop that left knee. Having that option of hands to the hips or the arms reaching long. Sending the hands down to the mat, shifting the weight back towards that left heel. Remember, you can always stay high. Sending the toes of the right foot upwards. Inhaling fully. Exhaling, maybe coming deeper. Last breath here. Planting those hands either side of that right foot and step it to a plank pose. Remember, drop the knees if you need, drop the elbows. We're going to take our time coming down to our mat. We have that slow rise in cobra, peeling the shoulders back. And then exhale back to the heels, drop the head. Take rest. Maybe slowly feeling the body releasing even more. Feeling the mind settling. Feeling the breath lengthening. Sending the body to down dog. We're going to step forward, left foot. Keep the right hand down and open with that left arm. Taking that twist. Pushing that right heel back. And then planting that hand down, we're going to shift the weight forward with that right foot and fold to the left side. Left leg is straight, so do grab your block if you need. One more breath. Take that walk forward with the hands, let the right foot join the left and fold down. We're going to take a bend into the knees, bringing the body into chair pose, sitting back towards the heels. Breathing in, coming all the way up, palms together. Link the fingers, send the palms upwards. Feet together, legs together. Let's exhale to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And exhale the arms back down. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. And we're going to raise up the left knee. As we exhale, we're going to start to send that left leg long and behind us. You can always grab some support if you need. Inhale, bring that knee back in towards the chest. Take hold of the ankle or the foot. Take that leg back. Hips are pushing forward, so we're not dipping into the back. Maybe raising up that right arm. And exhaling into dancer pose, pulling that leg back. back up, releasing that foot, dropping that foot back down. Give the legs a little wiggle, a shake. Ready for the other side. So we're drawing in that right knee. We're exhaling, sending it back into our warrior three. Inhaling, bringing that knee back in towards the chest. Grabbing hold of the ankle, the foot, drawing the knees together, tucking in the tailbone, pushing the hips forward. Maybe sending that left hand up to the ceiling as you delve into your dancer pose. Coming back up, release that leg, hands back to the hips, just take that wiggle, that shake, whatever you need. We're going to be coming down to the mat. You will need a block and possibly a strap. So sitting down, if you do struggle to come forward in poses, then do sit on something. Sit on your blanket, a small block, whatever you need. So starting in Dandasana. Dandasana seems like a really simple pose, but when you bring awareness into it, you actually realize it's not quite so easy. So Dandasana, the legs are long, the toes are pointing upwards. We're sitting evenly on the glutes, and the hands are pushing down in towards your mat. Your shoulders are peeling away from your ears, and your spine is long. How often do you sit like this? Normally we're hunched over the screen, maybe a book, maybe sitting in a chair watching telly. But this is the correct position for our spine. Everything originates from the spine. It's the first thing that's formed. So we want to keep it healthy. We've got one more breath in Dandasana. We're going to draw in our left knee. Squeeze it in and drop that foot to the inner leg. This is where you may want your strap. We're keeping that length in the spine as we did in Dandasana, and we're sending the hands upwards towards the ceiling. We're then exhaling, we're lifting from our lower back as we reach forward. Maybe we grab our strap here, maybe we grab the foot. Remember, there's no judgment. We take what we need for our practice. Once you have that position of holding your strap or holding your foot, you're going to inhale all the way into your belly, and then you're going to exhale, maybe coming deeper, if that feels good. If you need to ease off, you do so. So just keep using your breath every time you exhale, just seeing, does the body want to come deeper? When we practice a little later in the day, the muscles are naturally warmer. The practice should feel a little easier than when we practice first thing in the morning. We're staying here for a few more breaths. Once again, just finding that edge, that place that feels good. more breath. We come out exactly the same way we went in. We use our core to bring the body back up, the arms long, and we release back down. So we're going to cross that left leg over the right. So taking that foot to the other side, keeping the toes of the right foot pointing up for our spinal twist. Left hand is behind, maybe on a support if you need it. Let's inhale, send that right arm long, the elbow over the knee or simply hugging the knee. Once you have that position, we're turning towards that left shoulder. So turning the head back, fingers are pointing back, and we're twisting through the spine. Breath is a little bit more challenging because we're compressing the abdomen. We're giving a nice massage to the internal organs. We're going to stay for a few more breaths, maybe pulling that left shoulder back a little more. Keeping that spine nice and long, just as we did in Dandasana. Slowly, slowly making your way back to center. Squeeze that knee back in and then drop it back down. So we're going to do all the same thing with the right side. So again, just check you're sitting evenly. We're going to draw in that right knee. Let that foot come to the inner leg. If you're very used to this pose, you want something more challenging, that foot can go on top of the thigh. So depending on the knee joint. We want to inhale, bring the arms up, stretching up. And then we're exhaling, folding towards our left leg, grabbing our strap if we need. Lift out of the lower back. And then as you exhale, maybe delving deeper. Just visualizing those tight muscles lengthening. Every breath is mindful, there's no rush. We spend much time rushing around, we don't do it in our practice. And we've got 2 more breaths here. Last one. We slightly engage the core to come back up. Lengthening into the arms and releasing down. We've got that other side to do with our twist. So it's the right leg over the left, left toes pointing up, right hand behind, fingers away. Let's inhale, reach up with that left arm, take the arm over the knee and take that twist to the right side. Shoulders are relaxed. Just make sure there's no pressure on the wrist, so it's not the fingers, it's the whole hand down on the mat or down on your support. Every exhalation, maybe twisting a little deeper. And slowly we are releasing back out. We're going to swing round onto our knees. Do take support if you need to sit on something, and you will need your block. The block is going to go just in front of you. So 2 options with the arms. They either come back and hold on to each elbow, or they come back into prayer position, hands between the shoulder blades. We're going to inhale all the way down into the belly, and then we're going to exhale and start to fold towards our block. Any wrist pain, any shoulder pain, then release out. Always just hold the elbows or hold into the lower back. Maybe as you fold down, you can take your hand a little higher up your spine if the palms are together. We're staying for 2 more breaths. And we're going to roll ourselves slowly back up. Release the hands, just bring the wrists together, gentle roll. And the other way. We're then going to sit on our left side. So send your left hip down to your mat, your left knee in front, your right knee behind you. And this is where you can grab your block, you can grab your bolster or your pillow if you have one. So maybe it's along here, your left hip. Maybe it's your block or your blanket that you're coming down onto. And we're going to start to twist towards that support. So if you have your bolster or your pillow in place, you're twisting, you're folding down. Maybe you're even turning your right ear down onto that support. If you don't have any of these things, the other option is your block or rolled up blanket, which everyone will have, and you just fold down towards your block, shifting it as far over as you need. The more over to the left, the more you're going to feel that stretch. So always ease out or change position if you need to. We are staying and holding, we are using our breath. Just try and have the upper body relaxed. You're not holding the shoulders. If you feel you can't feel much in the lower body, shift that right knee further back. That really sends a long stretch into that right hip. We're going to stay for 2 more breaths. Really come out slowly, particularly if you've had that head turned over to the other side. Just shift your support and you're going to come down onto your left elbow and send the legs long. So 2 options again. You can keep that left knee bent if you want to, or you bring both feet together. We are pushing into a side plank, so you want to make sure that your arm is under your shoulder, your wrist is under your shoulder. You're pulling away from your mat, and that right hand is reaching up, engaging the oblique muscles. Well done. We're going to stay for 2 more breaths. One more. Great job. Let's slowly come down. Come back up. We want to change our side, so we are coming on to that right hip, right leg. We want to grab any supports that we've already used on our left side. Try and come into the same version so the body is balanced. Right knee is forward, left leg is back. Remembering as far back as you take that, the more you're going to feel the stretch. So maybe start with it closer. Turn the body towards that right side, towards your support, and you are folding down. Maybe left ear, maybe it's just to the forehead. Try and have the upper body relaxed. Find your breath here. Checking in where you can feel this stretch. Make any adjustments. You need it stronger, you're shifting that left leg back a little more. You've got 2 more breaths. We're coming out really slowly. Take your time. Push away that support. Coming on to that right elbow. Make sure the elbow is in line with the shoulder. Maybe sending both legs long. Maybe that lower leg is bent. We're pushing up and we're reaching up with that left arm. Moving away from our mat. Very good. Yes, you can always have that option of being on the hand as well. We've got 2 more breaths. Last one. And slowly lower down. Fantastic work. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to bring them close to us. And I'm going to get you to grab your support again if you have it. Bolster, your pillow, whatever you have. You can always make your support higher. So you can always use your blanket as well if you need. So, soles of the feet together, support as close to us as we can take it, and we're going to start to fold down towards that support. So remember, there's always options. We can start on our elbows, we can cross the hands, resting the forehead down, staying here maybe for a few breaths, and then maybe eventually releasing the hands and bringing the forehead all the way down. Let that stretch work into the upper back and the shoulders, the hips, pelvis, inner leg. Breath is lovely and long. I'm going to stay a little longer, making sure there's no tension in the upper body. Two more breaths. Rolling slowly, slowly back up. So if you have your bolster, you're going to bring it widthway along your mat. Maybe you're going to use a folded pillow here. Maybe you're going to use a folded blanket, whatever you have at home. If you do have a spare blanket, I want you just to lay it very flat at the top of your mat. Not much height, just for comfort. We're going to stretch out our hips a little more. So feet are staying on the mat. We're going to push ourselves back over our support, like we do in our bridge, pushing up onto the feet, and then just shuffle that support under your lower back and spine. You can always come to the version with the block if you want to. We're going to send the legs long, and we're going to bring the arms either up and overhead behind you, or if that feels too strong, you just bend at the elbows and take the arms out to the side. Should feel good on the lower back. And as we rest in awareness of this pose, I want you just to be aware of your 7 chakras. Starting at the root, the base of the spine, working all the way to the sacral, just below the belly button, solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye between the eyebrows, and the crown of the head. Just seeing if any chakra needs some extra support. Maybe visualizing the colour of the chakra. The root is red, sacral is orange, solar plexus yellow, the heart is green, throat is blue, third eye indigo, and the crown violet or white. Just bringing your awareness to where it needs to go. If you need to make any adjustments, do so. 2 more breaths. We're coming out with care, especially if you're over a bolster, which is quite strong and deep. We're bending the legs, feet on the mat. Just taking a moment here. Maybe bring the arms back alongside you if you had them overhead. And then we're going to push up the hips. Just slide away any support that you may have been using. Leave it away from your body. Arms now flat down alongside you on the mat. Staying in your bridge for a moment, squeezing the glutes. Pushing the feet into the mat. Making sure that chin is tucked in. We're going to very slowly, with awareness, start to drop the spine to the mat. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Keeping that control. Slowly, slowly down. Once there, just draw both knees in towards your chest. Make sure you're not compromising the back with your blanket if you have it for your head. Maybe shift the blanket away if it doesn't feel okay. And then just take that little rock side to side, so you're giving the lower back a massage. Drop the feet back to the mat, hip width apart. And then move the arms away from the body, palms facing upwards. Let the knees fall over to the right side. And maybe this time picking up the right foot and placing it on the outer edge of the left knee. Turning the head whatever way feels best. Maybe keeping it neutral, maybe turning to the left. Breathing into that left hip. Staying here for a few breaths. Slowly rolling back to center. And we're going to take that the opposite way, over to the left side. Maybe picking up that left foot onto the outer edge of the knee and turning the head to wherever it needs to go. maybe closing the eyes. Staying here for a few breaths. And then very slowly bringing the body back to center. Dropping the legs down to the mat. Sending the arms up and overhead once again, taking a long stretch. Pushing the heels away. Pointing the toes. And then again, pushing the heels away. Drawing both knees in towards the chest, bringing up the head in a full spinal stretch. Nose to knees. And then dropping the head back down. We're going to be taking rest in Shavasana. If you have a chair or a sofa close by, I want you to lie back and bring your feet or your legs onto the sofa. Ideally quite close, so the back of the legs have that support. The arms are going to be away from the body. Ideally put a blanket over you so you feel warm, so you don't need to move. And you can just take full rest. So just finding that comfortable position so the body doesn't need to move. And allowing yourself this time. Shavasana is the most important asana. This is why we practice, so we can be still. In a world that's always moving, always doing something, we just take this time to just be. Letting the whole body go, letting the whole body take rest.